Hi everyone, it's time to work on those arms to help make them strong and toned, all while keeping it safe and low impact. With all of my routines, you can use weights if you'd like to make the exercises more challenging, or do the routines without weights, whichever you feel more comfortable. We'll go through a series of arm exercises lasting 40 seconds each. Between moves, you'll have 20 seconds of gentle walking or marching in place. You can also put your weights down to rest those muscles. The workout is short but effective, and if you want a longer session, you can pair it with other Be Stronger After 60 short routines to create a full body workout. Remember, these exercises are done slowly and controlled. This workout is suitable for all fitness levels. Take it at your own pace, listen to your body, and modify any moves if needed. By the end of these 12 minutes, you'll feel stronger in your arms and energized for the rest of your day. If you enjoyed this routine, remember to press like and subscribe. Are you ready? Let's get going. Amazing job, everyone. You've absolutely smashed this 12-minute arm workout. Those weights might feel heavy now, but that burn means you're building strength, definition, and confidence with every rep. Remember, consistency is key. Keep showing up and you'll see those arms get stronger week after week. If you enjoyed this workout, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new routine. You can pair this with one of my abs or legs routines for an even bigger burn, or repeat it twice for a killer arm session. Thanks for working out with me today. You did amazing. I'll see you in the next one.